Dang. Call me so I can make it juicy for you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for clicking on today's video. Today is going to be video number 3 in our itemization guide series. If you guys have not seen already, we released a Tiger or a QMax AD Udyr itemization guide as well as a full AP itemization guide. Today, we're going to go through the tank itemization guide and go through the items. If you don't see the items here, it's because I don't consider them tank items. So without further ado, let's start with everybody's first item. Even on tank Udyr, it's funny, AP and tank Udyr, lolWillieP is considered a core item. No, you don't have to build it. Yes, you should build it. But in my opinion, lolWillieP is by far and away your best option. There's a lot of reasons why. I know it's getting nerfed in patch 14.20. I know it's already been nerfed in patch 14.19. We build it for the lolWillieP burn effect on champions. It is insanely good. I still see this being strong next patch and this patch as well. So let's go down these. Abyssal Mask, I'm actually going to put Abyssal Mask right now. If it wasn't for the fact that it helps your team, I would put it bad idea because you've got a lot better magic resist options on Udyr. Abyssal Mask is a gamer line item. If you don't know what it does, is it shreds all of magic resist by 30% in a circle. Seems great on a giant circle champion like tank Udyr, right? Here's the issue. If your team doesn't have magic damage, oftentimes this item gets outperformed. In addition, it's now 2,600 gold. It used to be 2,500 gold. Now it's 2,600 gold. What does that mean for you? Well, for 2,650, you can get Spirit Visage. So for 50 gold more, you can get a way better selfish item for Udyr, which is shield and healing power and magic resist instead of a team shred. Unless your team has brand or a heavy AP carry, I would not encourage you to build Abyssal Mask right now. It's actually getting outperformed by other items, and we're in a drain tank meta, so the longer you're in the fights, the better. Usually this is a good 4th or 5th item if you're going to build it. Chempunk Chainsword actually made it into this list here because Chempunk Chainsword has 450 health on it. This is a gamer line item, and I'm actually going to skip down to Morellonomicon. Both of these items got reworked, if you don't know, in patch 14.19. Both of these items give at least 300 health, and I think Chempunk Chainsword gives 450 and ability haste. It just depends on the champions you're playing against. Sometimes it's good to go for the ability power of Morellonomicon and the health there. Sometimes it's better to go for the attack damage. If they've got melee champions and you know you can easily, just sit as a front line and auto attack people, I actually think even on AP tank builds, Chempunk Chainsword can work right now. Same with Morellonomicon. Both are gamer-line bow because they're anti-healing items, right? So if you're playing against Darius, Mundo, Fiddlesticks, anybody with any sort of healing, these items are incredible. You can build either right now. It just depends on what you want. If they're squishy and you know you can auto-attack their front line, think of champions like Yone. Chempunk Chainsword is great into Yone. It'll outperform Morellonomicon even on tank AP Udyr. If you're against champions where you need to burn them down over the course of a 30-second fight, let's say it's Lilia Ornn, I think personally Morellonomicon would fit better in that scenario. It just depends on your build and what you're putting. Deadman's Plate is going into strong flex right now. I've actually got the data to support this claim, so let's go ahead and pull it up. This website's called coachlist.gg, but Deadman's really doesn't accelerate your lead on Udyr in this patch. I've had this feeling for a while, but especially after the Deadman's nerfs, if you build lolWillieP first, you can see that Deadman's actually only increases your odds of winning the game by 0.5%. Shadow Flame, Force of Nature, Unending Spirit, Hollow Radiance, and Cosmic, and Mejai's all accelerate your lead more than Deadman's Plate. If you're ahead, just building either Spirit Visage or Unending Despair will literally accelerate your lead more than Deadman's. Deadman's is still a strong item, though. It's got slow resistance on it and armor and health, but it's a strong item, not a core item anymore. I would not encourage you to build this unless you need it in the games. Force of Nature, for me, I'm going to make a lot of Udyr players mad. It's a bad idea right now. Normally, it's a gamer line item, okay? Right now, it's a bad idea because I think Spirit Visage and, your other magic resist items like Merc Treads and Jack Show perform better. I think Hollow Radiance is really good. I think Wit's End on Phoenix is better. I think Force of Nature is a bad idea. We don't need the movement speed in this meta. We need sustain. In Drain Tank, yes, against the right champions, it's really good, which is why you could put it in Game Reliant. I'm putting it in bad idea, though, because I just think Abyssal Mask outperforms it. I think Spirit Visage outperforms it. I just think the other options are better. That's just me, though. This is my video. You can disagree or agree. Force of Nature is really good on Udyr, but there's just better options, which is why I'm saying it's a bad idea. This is a game reliant. Force of Nature or Frozen Heart for me is only good against auto attack speed champs, so they have to have at least 2 to 3 attack speed champs for me to consider this item. In addition, it doesn't really give you health. I think the other armor items are better, specifically thornmail, we'll get into this in a bit, is really strong right now. So for me, Frozen Heart is game reliant. It's neither good nor bad. It just depends on who you're playing into, but it's not strong and it's not a core item anymore. It used to be, not anymore. Heart still goes into strong flex. I do not think this item outperforms Liandry's, but if you want, you can actually play Grasp of the Undying Heartsteel as your first item, Udyr. Play it kind of like Skarner Jungle, very similar. It is highly effective. It is very fun, very strong, especially top Udyr players. If you play tank Udyr top, many times Heartsteel will be a better option than Liandry's for you. First item. So depends the game, depends the play style you're trying to go for. It is a strong item. It's not a weak item, and it's not a game reliant item. It's actually a pretty strong item right now. It just depends on the game you're in. Hollow Radiance. Oh, if you're jungle Udyr, it's a bad idea. If you're top Udyr, it's strong flex, and that's where the rub is. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in game reliant. If you're top Udyr, we love Hollow Radiance. It only gives 40 magic resist, but it has incredible AoE for a tank item. With Phoenix Udyr in particular, with this item, you will delete minion waves at you literally just press Awaken R and the entire wave dies. You can clear minion waves and proxy and really just put a ton of pressure on the map from your clear speed alone as top Udyr. Now, if you're playing jungle Udyr, it's a bad idea because it's overkill. We've already got Liandry's burn. Liandry's is a better farm item. We don't need it, but as top Udyr is pretty good. I'm going to put it in game reliant. It's not a weak item, nor is it a don't build. It's not a bad idea either. It's just game reliant. Depends what playstyle you're playing. Iceborne Gauntlet. This is also going to make some people mad, but right now I think this is actually a strong item. You could make a build around it. Is it a, design the entire build around it? No. Same with Deadman's. Like, I'm going to put Heartsteel, Heartsteel is stronger than Deadman, stronger than Gauntlet. Kind of how I look at it, and we'll go with this order. We'll do Abyssal is stronger than Frozen. I think, in general, and yeah, this is the order, honestly. But Iceborne Gauntlet has always been one of these items that we love on Udyr. It's got a sheen effect, so for that reason, it's good. Once again, top Udyr players, it could be core for you. I'm putting it in strong because I'm taking into consideration top Udyrs as well. Jungle Udyr, you can build this as well into heavy attack damage team comps, and it'll work, so big fan of it. Jack Show is right now, I normally put this in a game reliant category. In this particular patch, it is a strong item. Reason being is we're in a drain tank meta. I would encourage you to build Jack Show 5th or 6th item on most tanks builds. This is your Rabadon's death cap, but for tank items. You know what I mean? It increases the value of the other tank items on your bar. So if you're building 2 to 3 to 4 tank items, it's going to be a strong flex item. Is it core? No. If they have a ton of resistances, if you see they built, Abyssal Mask, Void Staff, don't build Jack Show. There's no reason to amplify your resistances if they're just shredding them anyway. Health is way better. Literally get a warmogs instead. It will outperform it. I'm going to put Jack Show ahead of Iceborne Gauntlet, but behind Deadman's. It's strong, but not game-breaking. Kanik Rookern, I'm going to put it right behind Frozen Heart in terms of strength, but it is game reliant. I think Kanik Rookern is best when you're stacking magic resist or if they have burst champions. Think of magic pin champions in particular. Kanik Rookern is your hardest counter to magic pin champions. Champions like LeBlanc and Syndra, this is going to be your best bet. Even more so, this is the Mauve Malmortis, but for tank champions. No, it's not a build every game. I think there are better options out there for magic resist. I think Abyssal Mask overall outperforms Kanik most games. That being said, Kanik is still very good, and it's a game reliant. Knight's Vow. This is going to raise some eyebrows as well. I'm actually going to put it in game reliant. If you are behind as Udyr in the jungle, let's say, you're getting invaded a lot, your mid lane doesn't help, you never got the objectives because nobody's rotating, you got shut down. Knight's Vow, if you have a winning bot lane, is a cheap AF item. And on tank Udyr, not carry playstyles of Udyr, but tank Udyr, Knight's Vow is actually insanely good. Very cheap, very effective at what it does. Udyr, when you're playing tank, Udyr is primarily a peeling champion. Fits the playstyle very, very well because Knight's Vow soaks the damage, I think, from champions. It's actually very, very good. For the same reason, unfortunately, a lot of Udyr players out there are going to roll their eyes at seeing these support items on this list. Locket is a 2200 super cheap, magic resist, 200 health, shield on demand item as well. If you are behind as Udyr, these two items can go into your build. They will work, and they do buff your team and make your teammates stronger. If you have a carry that you can peel, these two items are incredible if you're behind. Would not encourage you to build it every game. Mejai is going into core on tank Udyr. Do you want to know why? When you're tanky as Udyr, you don't die. When you don't die, you keep your Mejai stacks. When you get your Mejai stacks, you get your 10% movement speed, which means you don't need to build items like Force of Nature and Dead Man's Plate if you've just got a Mejai's that are stacked. If you can upgrade to Mejai's, Dark Seal should be on here as well. I should have put Dark Seal in here, but Dark Seal and Mejai's both are core on tank Udyr. A lot of people might find that surprising. Literally, even on tank Udyr, Mejai's is core because it boosts your tempo, it boosts your movement speed, it boosts your champion damage, and it makes you an insanely hard champion to deal with from a snowball perspective. So, Mejai's is core on tank Udyr. Rocket Belt, I'm actually putting in Game Reliant, and I'm going to put it ahead of the support items. Willie, why is Rocket Belt or Protobelt on this list? Because it is a 2,600 gold, 400 health item with mobility and a little bit of damage, and it's a utility item. Helps you engage. If your team has absolutely no engage and you want to snowball and you've got enough gold, Protobelt is actually quite good. It's 400 health, people. 400 health, 400 health, 400 health, 2,600 gold. Very, very good item. Would encourage you to build it in games where you're snowballing. You want more ability power and mobility. Let's say they've got a triple ADC team comp or something extremely annoying like Kale Top, Lucian Mid, Tristana ADC or something. Protobelt is actually really good. Now, is it a bad idea? No. Is it a strong idea or a flex? No. But it is game reliant. Strong flex, we are actually putting Randuin's ahead of Deadman's. Actually, this is tough. I think I'm going to put Randuin's ahead of Deadman's. Right now, Randuin's has a higher win rate and snowballs you more into the crit team comps you build Randuin's into. Randuin's is an anti-crit item. If you guys do not know, it reduces the damage of critical strikes by 30%. So let's say they've got Draven, Quinn, and who builds like Infinity Edge in the jungle? Rengar. Let's say they've got a Rengar, a Quinn top, and a Draven. Infinity Edge will literally improve your chances of winning the game by like 5 to 6% against those team comps. It is an extremely strong item. Frankly, I think it's better than Deadman's right now. I think Deadman's got gutted very, very hard. I don't think it's a good item on Udyr, but it's not a great item on Udyr anymore. I think the other items outperform it. Randuin's, I'm going to have to put it in game reliant, but the strongest possible game reliant. The more that I think about it, you don't build, I can't tell the average Udyr player to build Randuin's over Deadman's, but into the right team comps, it is the best item you can build. So I'm going to give it the strongest possible game reliant classification that I can. Riftmaker is game reliant ahead of Abyssal. I would build Riftmaker more than Abyssal Mask this patch if I had to decide between the two. Like if we don't have much magic damage on the team and I want Riftmaker and I have to decide between the two, I'd probably go for Riftmaker in this patch. Riftmaker is very good, but it's not a build every game. It's good if you're building Drain Tank, and it's good if you can actually use it, but it's not a build every game. I build it every game when I'm building Spirit Visage and Unending Despair combo because it works really well with that combo, but it's not a build every game. It's strong, but if we look at the data, once again, you'll see Riftmaker is actually one of your worst options second item because it slows you down. Third item, it's pretty decent. It gets stronger at third item with a 60% win rate. Because it's meant to be the third, fourth, fifth item on Drink Tank builds. It's not meant to be a second, third item, and I think most Udyr players fall in the trap. It's game reliant. It depends on game state. It depends on your build. It depends whether or not you can take advantage of the healing. Rod of Ages is the lowest possible classification of strong that I can give. If Rod of Ages wasn't in the game, I do think Udyr might be building Rod of Ages first item because Udyr loves experience. We love experience. All of your Awakening scale off experience top Udyrs, it's a could be a core item right now. It's not better than Liandry's. It's not better than Mejai's. And it's certainly not better than the other 4 items ahead of it in the strong category. But it is still a very good item. I would encourage you to look at this through the lens of this helps me get experience and it helps me scale. Now, is it a build every game, especially on jungle? No. Until Liandry's effectively is removed from the game, I don't think we'll build it over Liandry's, but it's still an excellent first option choice you have. Rylai's is a never build. Ton of people ask me about this item on Udyr. It is a never build. The reason why is Rylai's slow is 30%. Your Awaken R slow is 35%. It doesn't do anything. Better items, literally it's a waste of an item slot. You already have slows in your kit on Udyr. It's why Udyr is so oppressive. Don't build an item to just stack onto something you don't need. We've got a Sunfire Agents. We've got the data. Once again, Sunfire Aegis not only has a negative win rate, but it also decelerates you. It is not a good item, in my opinion, on tank Udyr. I think it is a bad idea. You'll see most of the Udyr builds that rock Sunfire Aegis don't tend to do well, and that it decelerates you harder than any other item. You just have better options. That's all it comes down to. You just have better options. It's a bad idea. It's not a don't build. Top Udyrs, you can maybe think about it, but I'm telling you, it's a bad idea. You just have better options. I'd rather have Hollow Radiance over Sunfire Aegis right now. It's better. Oh, I hate to do it, dude, but this specific patch, we have to put Spirit Visage in core. I'm sorry, Spirit Visage is going in core on tank Udyr. It is a must build right now. It is 60% win rate. If you put Spirit Visage in your first 3 items right now, no matter what 3 items those look like, as long as it's got Liandry's and Spirit Visage, your 3rd item doesn't matter. You have a 60% win rate. Spirit Visage didn't used to be this strong. It really didn't. Times have changed. Times have changed. Spirit Visage this patch is really good just because we're in a drain tank meta. Thornmail is the... I'm going to put it behind Rod of Ages. It should be... Thornmail should be in a game-reliant category. But right now with the new recipe, what they've done to the recipe is it's only 2,400 gold, doesn't give much health, but it gives like 80 armor and an incredible thornmail effect. What that does is on champions like Udyr that have shields, we can take advantage of thornmail because all those resistances get applied to shields. It's really good on Udyr. It should be considered a gamer line item, but it is better than thornmail, or it is better than Randuin's. And I would tell a new average Udyr player to build Thornmail in most games if you need an armor. Like, if you're against a full AD team comp, it's a strong flex item. If you're against a low AD team comp, it's a strong flex item. It's still good either way. I'm going to put it at the lowest possible category, strong flex. It's very good right now because the resistances apply to Udyr's shield and he can take advantage of it. I don't think I would move it down to Gamerline, and I don't think I would move it any higher than the lowest possible strong flex. Unending Despair. Is going right next to Spirit Visage. It's tough deciding which one is stronger, but either way, it's considered core item right now. Unending Despair is better than all of the rest of these items. It is your best armor item right now. It is outperforming Deadman's. It is outperforming Thornmail. It is outperforming Heartsteel. It is outperforming Iceborne Gauntlet. Unending Despair plus Spirit Visage in particular is a 60 to 65% win rate combo. It is insanely, insanely good. I would encourage you guys to build this. Alrighty here. Let's do warmogs. Warmogs is hard right now because it's a good item on Udyr, but it's been nerfed so hard and it's 3,300 gold. I'm going to give it the same treatment as Thornmail. Warmogs is good. I'm scared to call Warmogs a strong item because it's so expensive. It's 1,000 gold, but it is really good on Udyr. And yes, it helps you clear your tempo and get around the map faster. It's just not better than the other tank items. That's the issue. I'm going to go put it Thornmail treatment, Rod of Ages treatment. Really good item. I just think the other items are stronger at the moment. Wits In, I'm giving a shout out to on Phoenix Udyr. I'm going to put it dead center of Game Reliant. People don't build Wits End on Phoenix Udyr, but people forget there's no attack damage in Wits End. It's attack speed, magic resist, and tenacity. which is incredible on Tank Udyr. So Wits End is really, really good on Tank Udyr. If they have a very high crowd control, like let's say you're jungling against, let's say it's like Fiddlesticks, jungle, Hwai mid, and they've got some sort of like AP support that has a ton of crowd control, like Leona or something. Sometimes Merc Treads are not enough, and you need something else, but you don't want to build Sterak's because Sterak's has attack damage and it feels inefficient and clunky, right? Wits End. That'll be your tenacity fix. It's a game reliant item, it gives magic resist, and it helps you with on-hit damage. That being said, it's not a build every game, and it's certainly not a strong item. It's not a bad idea, though. It's just game reliant. Zeke's is a never build. It doesn't work on Udyr. We can talk about why the slow is ineffective on somebody like Udyr. We can talk about why other items do more damage. It's a don't build. I get questions asked about this sometimes. Listen, just go into normals, build it, and then compare it to any other item. I think he'll come to the same conclusion that I came to, which is you should never be building this item. There's just better options. That's literally it. So here are the tank items. That is the full rundown. With Tank Udyr in particular, usually on the back half of these videos, what I do is I will give you guys some sort of like build order of like what to play into the matchup. I'm going to be honest. The build right now is super easy. Liandry's, Unending Despair, and Spirit Visage are your first 3 items. Get a Mejai's if you can with Dark Seal. Get Boots. You're at 5 item slots. Get a Rift Maker. Usually that's my preferred build. If you want to play other forms of like Tank Udyr, like usually it's just intuition. And the reason why I don't feel there needs to be a second half to this video is if you're against a Rammus, don't build Wits End on hit damage, for instance. You probably need more sustain. In particular, Rammus has low damage, and he doesn't tend to build percent burn, so Jack Show's really good against him. If you're against somebody like, I don't know, Hecarim or Olaf, Thornmail are really good because they're auto-attacking you and they have healing. If you're playing against, let's say, somebody like, I don't know, Evelyn, against Evelyn, I tend to go, Spirit Visage, Unending Despair, Merc Treads, and then sometimes I'll substitute in Abyssal Mask for a little bit extra magic resist, or I'll substitute in, Canic Rookin for a little bit extra magic resist. Just really depends on the comp you're against. With Tank Udyr, once again, it's very easy. Spirit Visage for magic resist, Unending Despair for armor, or Dead Man's Plate. Depends on what you want. And then you just kind of go from there. It's very easy. Most games will close before you ever get full build as Tank Udyr, but if you make it to 5th and 6th item, Jack Show is a great item. Rift Maker's a great item. Any of these items that you see and game reliant or above will work. It just depends on team comp, and it also depends on whether or not you're the carry. It depends if you need a peel. Like I said, if you're not the carry, sometimes Locket and Knight's Vow are some of the best options you can buy. It really just depends, and I would encourage you guys not to look at Tank Udyr as a build this, build this, build this into this matchup. It's more of a just build the same freaking items, and then your 5th or 6th item will be a flex item. That's it. It's part of the reason why Liandry's Tank Udyr is most new Udyr's preferred playstyle, is because it's very easy and very consistent itemization. You don't have to change a whole lot because it works against every team comp, right? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see me play live, make sure to head over to twitch.tv/WilliefknP. In addition, I will be making more guides and YouTube content and stuff like that. So make sure to subscribe to YouTube, and we will make sure to get you more educational content at the same time. Appreciate you. Catch you over on the Twitch, and see you there. Bye.
Dang. Call me so I can make it juicy for ya.